Hello and welcome to another segment of Yay or Nay. For this one we're going to talk about reproduction carts. And my allergies are going nuts, but whatever. Now, when it comes to retro gaming, there's a variety of ways to play. There's emulators, the classic plug-and-play systems, Raspberry Pi, ROM sites, and of course the original hardware. However, which is what we're going to talk about right here. Now, if you want to play a game on the original hardware, or if you just buy the games to put on display or something, that's fine. You're a collector. You might notice that some of these games are very expensive. Two that I have, for example, these are actually reproduction carts, but it's Metal Warriors and Pocky and Rocky 2. Both of these games, the real carts, not these ones, these games used go for like hundreds of dollars. We're talking a used game from like over 20 years ago. So it's just like, if you want to, other than obviously playing them on like an emulator or something, if you want that old experience of like taking the cartridge and putting it into the original hardware system, because I know it's like a totally different feeling. Like, I myself use all these different formats and stuff because personally I just like to have multiple options. But like I said, both these games go for like hundreds of dollars used. So that's why reproduction carts can be kind of nice, because these you can find for like 15 to 20 bucks. And they play fairly good as much as the real thing. Like, it depends on where you look, because some of them can be made well better than others. One of the most common issues is, fortunately, I don't think I really have any, but I mean, I have a few reproduction carts, and I think I only have this on one of them. And that is, instead of these little screws right here, sometimes they just use, like a little knob tape thing, and you just can literally just pull the thing apart. It's like almost like a little kid's toy type of thing. Ironic, since the North American Super Nintendo console looked like a kid's toy, but whatever. And another thing is, with this one, the label looks kind of funny almost. This one is actually made a lot better, the Pocky and Rocky one. Another thing that I noticed with a couple of the SNES reproduction carts that I have is, on the back, look at how there's no Nintendo logo, if you can, my camera will focus, sorry. This one does have it though, that's odd. And the label looks way better. So like I said, if you're looking to play the games on the original hardware, then these are fine. Nice little option, but other than obviously playing like emulators or whatever, or ROM sites and such. But if you're a collector, the kind of person who just wants to buy these games and they have like a display somewhere, or like have all these games on a bookshelf, which is also fine. You might want the real thing, because these is just like I don't know, it doesn't look as good as like the real thing. It's not official, which that's understandable. And sometimes these reproduction carts really get out of hand, I think, because it's like, I mean, like I said, some are made well better than others, but then there's some that just seem, it's almost like, what's the point? Like there was, I forget the name of the company, but it's like, they basically got the okay from Capcom. Sorry, my allergies are going nuts, like I said at the beginning of the video, but they got the okay from Capcom, and they made like a reproduction cart of Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo. You can play it on your Super Nintendo. Now, aside from the fact that the stories are like, it can catch fire and all that, it's almost like, I mean, yeah, it'd make a cool little collector's item, but I don't give a shit what people spend their money on, or what they want to collect, or how they display it, or what they do with it. But it's like, the funny thing is, it's like, when I look at something like that, because the cartridge is red and it's Street Fighter, like, oh, it looks cool and all that, but like I said, I don't give a shit what people spend their money on, but it's like, couldn't you just make your own? I mean, you could literally just take like the chip and stuff from, or like the ROM, whatever you want to call it, of Street Fighter 2, and then the label and stuff, and slap it onto a Doom cartridge. Because like the Doom the SNES version of Doom hasn't aged well. I mean, ironically, that was the first version of Doom I played as a kid, but when I look back, the graphics are, like, nauseating. At least for that version. So, like I said, you could just make that, and I know I don't know if they came out yet or not, but for this year, they were making ones for Mega Man's anniversary, which the reason I'm doing the quote-unquote, I'll get to in a moment, but it's like, there's the Mega Man 2 one for NES, and then there's the Mega Man X for Super Nintendo, and I love Mega Man X. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but it's not something I would necessarily buy, because it's, like I said, you could just literally make your own. Like, you could probably paint a cartridge blue or something, but... And one of the things about that is I feel like this company, as well as Capcom, it's like they were saying, like, for Mega Man's 30th anniversary, actually, Mega Man's 30th anniversary was last year, because the first game for the NES came out in 1987, but they're just saying it to make it seem like it's more special and stuff. It's his 30th anniversary! Nah, it was last year. So, yeah. That's just kind of how I feel about reproduction carts. What do you guys think about them? You know, whether you're a retro gamer or a collector or something, let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, thanks for watching, and have a nice day, everyone.